What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown. Today we're going to be talking about the soon return of Gary Payton II. Reports are swirling that he will return against the Golden State Warriors December 30th, so just in a couple days. We've heard similar things. We didn't want to report any of them because it was, again, just speculation, but now that it's out, we've heard similar things, so I think it's a good chance he does play finally. So we expected him to play at the start of the season when we signed him. He's missed now the first 2 months, but hopefully he's finally back, and this will be a huge boost to the defense that's started to go downhill in the last couple weeks. So how are you feeling about this report, Cody?
I am just super excited. I mean, come maybe June of this year, I was watching, when the finals was in June, watching Gary Payton, just super excited and was like, wow, this guy is really good. And when we signed him, the excitement levels were through the roof. I was really excited, and when he did not start up opening night, I was a little concerned, a little sad, but excited that he's finally able to play. Just when you watch someone in the finals, it just gives you a different perspective and view of them. So I'm really excited. I hope he can fill that Josh Hart type role as a player. And also just playing against his former team, Golden State, it makes sense that he might come back this game, obviously, since he was on their team last year after getting into the NBA from the G League. He's getting his ring, I know. This is his first game in Golden State of the year, so he'll get his ring as well.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like Gary Payton II is the forgotten piece of this Blazer team. A lot of people, when they talk about this Blazer team so far, they don't mention him, and he was a very key part of the plan starting in the summer when we signed him and now into the regular season. I think Joe and Chauncey envision him being that defensive ball stopper that you can put on opposing guards or the opposing wing, even when it comes to a switch. So I do think Gary Payton II has a huge impact on this team, and when he does play, it's going to really extend the depth of this bench a lot. I know we have had some injuries. Winslow's been out. Keon's even sick right now. Nas has been out. So the bench is a little thin, but having Gary coming back, assuming he does play against Golden State, is huge for this team just from a basketball standpoint.
Yeah, I do want to preface that this isn't a completely 100% report. No team, no national reporter has reported it, but all signs are pointing that he will most likely make his return against Golden State. I think it's cool because at the beginning of the year, I had this as one of the top 5 games of the year. Obviously, no Steph now. That'll be probably Steph. Bump it out of the top 5 most likely.
Make it more winnable.
But yeah, hopefully we end up getting a win. And then another reason why this is something that I think is actually going to happen is because Josh Hart in practice just earlier today said, the first time someone's actually said Gary Payton's looked really good in practice, he's going to return very, very, very soon. He used 3 varies, maybe 2 varies. I don't remember. But the emphasis was there. But this is important because, like you said, Keon's hurt or Keon's sick. A couple guys are hurt. We need the depth at the end of the day, and most of all, we need the defense. So that's why we signed Gary Payton, and having him back is going to be huge. So
what he can bring off the bench is just so vastly important for our team. I mean, every NBA basic fan is like, Portland has no bench. Even our fans, we say to ourselves, like, we have a thin bench. We have a thin bench. That's like the top Instagram comment on every final score that's posted is, the Blazers need a bench. The Blazers need a bench. Here's our bench.
Yeah,
Gary Payton II.
Huge piece of the bench. And again, this isn't confirmed, but we did have people tell us that this could be the case. We didn't want to say anything about it because it wasn't confirmed, and we don't typically like to say anything until it's confirmed because we don't want to be wrong, obviously, and don't want to lead you guys down the wrong path. But other sources, other people did say they really believe it's a strong chance, so we'll just go ahead and just piggyback off that and say that he will most likely play. So again, this isn't confirmed. So if he does not play, it's not a total shock, but I would give it more than a 50% chance.
Yeah. I would say he's probably going to be most likely on a minutes restriction. Even in Golden State, he's not playing 30 minutes a game. He's going to come in for 15, 20 minutes and just give you 100% energy the whole time. So expect 15 minutes come, Friday night.
Another thing that is interesting is just the whole injury timeline with Gary Payton II. So obviously he had a similar injury to Dame, and a lot of people have said that he's been medically cleared for a good bit, but it is just reconditioning, getting your conditioning back up to where it needs to be to play 100% an NBA game, working through pain, working through just the mental block of just back into the daily rigor of being an NBA athlete. So it is, I know we've discussed on podcasts and other videos that it is sometimes frustrating when NBA players are medically cleared, but they don't play, because especially when your team is not good at one thing, that being defense, and you have a guy sitting there who's basically cleared, but he's not himself ready he would bring a huge need to this team. So him coming back maybe is finally the light at the end of the tunnel. And the funny thing is we haven't seen this Blazer team in full form yet, and we're 18 and 16. We haven't seen a full complement of players.
I mean, I think if we were in the playoffs right now, he would most definitely be playing.
100%.
So the fact that, he's not, again, you just have to give NBA players breathing room, and you don't want to mess around with an injury, because if you, come
Look what we
back
did
when
with
you're
Dame.
not, when you come back, look at Dame. When you come back when you're not ready, you force it. It's not good for your health in the long run. But super excited for Gary Payton to come back. I also want to talk about his role on the team. Basically, in comparison to Josh Hart, if you guys don't know, Josh Hart is on a player option. Basically, if we don't trade him, we're basically getting nothing.
High chance of losing him in free agency.
Getting nothing out of it. So a lot of people have been saying how this is he fits a good mold with Josh Hart and can fill his shoes as that, dog defensive mentality player we just need on the defensive end. And I can see that if we ended up trading Josh Hart for I don't want to get into it, but big
on the pod.
OG Anunoby. But
Yeah, we'll get into all this on the pod later.
We'll get into trade options if we were to trade Josh Hart. But just overall, Gary Payton fits a great role in Josh Hart, in my opinion. I mean, again, I haven't seen him play on the Blazers uniform yet, but just from speculation, from what I've seen in the past, he's going to fill that role. What do you guys think about that?
I would agree. I think that, obviously, like you said, Josh Hart is the most likely trade piece, but I think that Gary Payton plays a different role, obviously, but I think, like you said, it's the dog mentality. It's the guy that's going to give 100% all the time. I think Gary Payton is that type of player. So he's not. When we say he's replacing Josh Hart, we're not saying he's going to slot into the starting lineup if we do trade Josh Hart. Mm-hmm. It's just like the style of play is very similar. Mm-hmm. So I would agree with that.
Thank you for watching the video. Gary Payton hopefully makes his return in Golden State, his former team. That would be amazing. Blazer fans are crossing their fingers. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We have a podcast coming out a little later, and we also posted a vlog. We went to the Hornets game, so make sure you watch that. Dame's tribute videos on there as well. But yeah, hope Gary Payton is healthy. Go Blazers.